Hey, Christy Mattoon here from Mind Rewire. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing if you're subscribed. And I don't know, just all the way around, I want to thank you. It's funny, and I'm just like sitting here giggling right now because as life happens and things happen around you, and I talk about this a lot, your ability to maintain neutrality or maintain peace is paramount. It is paramount. You can't let somebody else's emotional issue or emotional paralysis or emotional anything dictate who you are, what you do, how you think, how you act, how you react, what you've become, what you're becoming, like the whole nine. You can't allow somebody else's emotionality in all of these areas affect you. And it's the training to stay in peace that seems to make the biggest difference. And I don't know, I find it oddly exhilarating when you recognize something about yourself and all of a sudden it just like clears up and takes hold at the same time, and you're just like, oh wow, I didn't know that was a part of this game, part of this shuffle. And I mean the game of life. I mean the shuffle that we're all in together as a human consciousness, because none of this is done separately. It's all this crazy coordinated dance, whether you see it or don't see it. So when you're in the shuffle, good or bad, with somebody else, and their emotions get raw and things get real, and however you decide to take it or don't decide to take it, it's totally on you, right? And your ability to speak your own piece about it is totally on you, and you either swallow and grit your teeth, or you just say what you need to say and feel it however it comes up. And clearly in this case, it's bubbling up as joy. So, I said something the other day about we're in an apocalypse, and I truly believe we are. This is absolutely an apocalypse. And, there's the macro and the micro, and your own little micro personal apocalypse is probably occurring because as above, so below, they happen at the same time, right? It's all coordinated events, right? How this is all unfolding. And if you get really aware and you just keep getting back inside your own heart space, you'll start recognizing your own personal apocalypse. And you can, because we're human and you get to choose the value of emotion that you associate to it. So when somebody says something to you or has been snippy with you for a very long time or whatever it is, and you decide to finally say whatever you're thinking, you can either choose to do it in a snippy way and kind of edge back at it, or you can say it in an edge of peace and joy inside your own system, being like, wow, I just freed myself from that, which is what I actually just now did with something. And I'm sitting here kind of in awe. I'm just like, oh, wow, like literally use your voice, speak your truth, whether somebody else, it's going to hurt them, it's going to upset, who cares? And I don't mean who cares in a bad way. If you don't start serving from your own spirit, you will not start serving humanity in a positive way. Right? You'll turn it into a crazy, weird shuffle where there's resistance and people at odds and I'm in the middle of one of those situations. But when you decide to speak your truth and say it, like, this is how I saw it, this is what I'm noticing, this is where this is at for me, whether it hurts your feelings or not, this is what this is. It was oddly freeing. It was oddly freeing. And so I encourage people to do that. I encourage you to do that. I'm actually going to start practicing doing that because I was like, oh, wow, so interesting. And it seems like such a small thing, but I guarantee you most of us don't do that. And we don't take it to the extent of just being neutral. Remember, neutral on the scale of consciousness is peace. And if you're at peace with what you're saying, with what you're doing, with how somebody else reacts to it, that's a key to this. If you can be neutral or you can be at peace with how somebody else reacts to something you've said, done, thought, whatever, I think you're almost home free. I really do. I think that's how a lot of this works. And you can spin this out into all kinds of, wow, even with something like this, even with something like that, you'll find freedom. You'll find a different form of freedom, right, in that level of peace. Because honestly, nobody else's emotional trauma, turmoil, upsetedness, actions, reactions have to affect you. And as long as I've been doing this work, it always just interests me how, like, wow, you can't really get out of the shuffle while you're in this plane of resistance, in this plane of existence. It's hard to shuffle out of this. But I think at the end of the day, when you open up and use your voice and let your emotions be your emotions, and if you're at peace when you say something and somebody takes it a different way, hey, whatever, right? Go on with your life. That's how this is. Thank you for being here. Agree with me, disagree with me. It's fine. It truly is. Drop your comments in the box below. I always love to respond and hear from people about this kind of stuff. And if you're interested, the course that I'm starting on November 1st starts really soon, but there's still some space in there. If you're interested and you want to give this a shot, we are training people to hear from their own spirit. I'm training people to start a daily walk, a daily grind. It's so super simple. It'll blow your mind. It's little snippets throughout the day. There's no like sitting down for a 2-hour period to meditate or even a half hour. I just don't do it. And at the point you get to where you can do it, that's awesome. But I just don't think it's necessary. So if you want in this, let me know. If you want to talk to me about it, better yet, I'll drop a form below that you can fill out that's an application, and then you can get on a call with me. Do it soon, though, because time's running out, and then after that, it's just going to be open enrollment. So I want to bless you. Thank you for being here. I hope this made sense. I was kind of rambling there, but that's all right, too. And I will talk to you again soon.